All right. Well, impromptu live. So I'll just give it a few minutes for people to come on in. Happy Tuesday, everyone. Happy Tuesday. Hey, girl. How are you? Yes. Happy Mars Day. Hey, Isis. How are you? So, yeah, I'm debating whether or not I'm going to turn on my camera, but I probably will. Hey, Tim. Yeah, come on in. Come on in. Come on in, everyone. Hey, Nyla, girl, la la. I know that's right. I'm sitting here, I'm doing this, and then I'm going to work out while listening to your upcoming live stream, Nyla. So yeah, but I just had to sit this morning because I'm a little sore from yesterday. Yeah, that hit workout yesterday, those reverse lunges. Yeah, my little thighs are hurting right now, which is good. But yeah, But yeah, so she said she about to get her a shower. I hear that girl. Okay, yes, I'm gonna get right to it because yeah. You know what? Let me just turn on my camera because I'm here chilling, getting some stuff done. So yeah, y'all, I'm here. So I kind of wanted to talk about a couple of things, right? Um, I kind of wanted to talk about a couple of things, and one of the things that I wanted to talk about was, and let me just pull this up a little bit more so I can see you all in the chat. Why is it so dark? Okay. Oh goodness. Oh goodness. We're going to go ahead and handle that. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm just sitting in my little crop sweatshirt. I'm cold, but I'm always cold. But yeah, so I wanted to talk about LA versus Vegas, right? Those spiritual energies, right? Because when we think about the West Coast, right, a lot of times we're thinking about California, right? One of the largest states in our country. And then when we're thinking about other types of shenanigans, it's not Washington, right? It's not the state of Washington. It's not New Mexico. It's Nevada, particularly Las Vegas, right? So when people are thinking about LA, of course, I mean, when people are thinking about California, of course, it's LA, right? Maybe some other places, wine country, but most of the time when you are thinking about California, you are thinking about LA, right? And then on the West Coast, we are also thinking about Las Vegas, right? So, yeah, my recent trip to Vegas was the first time I had been back to Vegas since 2011. 2011 was the first time my husband and I went to Vegas, and he took me to see The Lion King on Broadway, which was, why we went to Vegas back in 2021 in 2011. But yeah, I wasn't the spiritual person, back then. I wasn't that person back then. So I wasn't completely oblivious to things, but I was completely oblivious to energies and things like that. Yeah. Yeah. So going to Vegas after we left LA was it was interesting. Now, I had a good time in Vegas. I appreciated Vegas more, especially from a spiritual perspective. So, let's get into it. So, LA is very much It's nice, the weather is warm. I love palm trees. Um, but there's that little undercurrent. It's right below the surface in Vegas. And because it's under the surface I'm sorry, in LA, because it's directly under the surface in LA, that's what makes it more dangerous than Vegas. Okay. We're hearing all of these stories about, you know, the Me Too coming back again. Um, we hear about, getting into that industry, whether it's music, acting, whatever, whatever. For the most part, and it shouldn't be like this, it's pay to play, especially if you are a woman. I don't like that. It's sick. It's disgusting. You have the eye people out there doing things, running industries and whatnot. But because the dark underbelly of LA is dark and it's hidden and it's right below the surface, that to me makes it dangerous. That's what makes it dangerous, right? And again, for the most part, different parts of LA, you have your nice areas, you have your not so nice areas. That's everywhere, right? But what draws people to LA, usually if it's not for work or you're visiting family because you're from there, it's that industry, right? It is the celebrity Hollywood industry, and that industry and what goes on within the industry, it's sick, it's twisted, it's demented, and a lot of people don't know and understand the dark undercurrent of it. Okay. That's what makes it dangerous. And that's why I would consider living in Vegas before I consider living in LA. I mean, unless Mr. Hoodoo gets a position in LA, we're not just moving to LA. Unless he gets something there, then that's not happening. Because, like I said, it's dark, and because people who can't see don't see it, they don't feel it, they don't know what they're entering into. LA is dangerous. LA is dangerous. So, um, what attracts people there? Yeah, it's the potential for fame and it's the potential for money, but that is tied to the very dark undercurrent of things that go on there. Yeah, it is. It is ISIS because I'm just like I see through it, the glamour work, the attraction work, right? And certain things reinforce one another, right? But the ideas that you can just go out there and just make it big, right? You'll get seen, you'll get discovered, and there have been some actors, that have been discovered, they want to be a model or things like that. There have been some that have, gone through that. But that dark underbelly, that dark undercurrent, that those who can't see, who can't feel, you know, that is what's going to do them in. And they normally find out after the fact. They normally find out after the fact they get there. So now they've uprooted their lives or, whatever, whatever, and they're sucked into that dark undercurrent. Right? Hey, Journey. They're sucked into that dark undercurrent. Yeah, feel better, Isis. So that's one thing, right? So comparing Vegas to that. Now, let me just say that Vegas is on the same spectrum of make sure you know what you're getting into. The difference with Vegas is that you are presented with a choice. Okay? It's funny because we all know what Vegas looks like at night, right? The lights are on, everything is shiny, it's glittery. You can go here, you can go there, you can gamble. You can get your herbal pharmaceuticals freely, openly. Um, we were driving down the strip, and I saw, hey, escorts come get you some sexual attention for the evening. It's out there in the open. It's out there in the open. Because it's out there in the open, you're not being blinded by it in Vegas. Whatever it is that you want to get into, you knowingly have the option to do so in Vegas. And that is the difference. Okay? You want to get into some foolishness, like I said, you want to get you an escort, you want to get you some herbs, you want to go, lose all your money at the casino, you want to, it's all there, it's open for you, and it's available. It's open and available, but it still leaves you with a choice. You choose what you're going to get into when you go to Vegas, and that is the difference between Vegas and LA, right? That is the difference, because we all know Vegas looks terrible in the daytime. Okay, there's nothing out there. If you like dry desert, and the mountains, great, but Vegas looks better at night. That's why you go. You want to see the lights. You want to see everything turned on. It's Vegas is a spiritual nexus, but it advertises what it is freely and openly for you to come and pretty much choose your poison. You are there to choose your poison, choose your debauchery, or choose to do nothing, right? But when you go to Vegas, you have options for foolishness, right? They call it sins, and it's so funny. I'm just thinking about this right now. They call Vegas Sin City, and Los Angeles, we know that's Spanish for City of Angels, right? It's the angels. How funny that is, when they're on the same spectrum, but energetically they are diametrically opposed. Like, energetically, like, yeah, the sucking void of LA versus the sucking void of Vegas are two different sucking voids. At least you get a choice in Vegas. At least you get a choice in Vegas. Okay. When you're going out to Vegas, you need to watch your purse, watch your wallets. The pickpocket is going to be there. You're probably going to get scammed. I think I had bought. We were in the hotel. We stayed at the Aria. We were in the hotel. We were hungry before because we went to Fogo for Thanksgiving dinner. So we didn't want to get full, before we go to Fogo. So we went downstairs to Aria, and they have the not the little snack area. I don't speak French, so all French speakers, don't be mad at me when I butcher it. Patisserie. It was like where you can get desserts, you can get like salads, you can get ice cream and stuff in the Aria on the main floor where the casino is. They had a fruit cup. It was like blueberries, a couple, blueberries, strawberries, melons, pineapples. It was a fruit cup. It was in like a parfait cup, probably about this big. That thing was $10. It was $10 for that. And then Mr. Hoodoo, he got an actual parfait with, yogurt, granola, blueberry, strawberry. That was $10. And I had to clutch my pearls, because I'm just like, you getting ripped off, right? But when you go to Vegas and you're in these hotels and stuff, like, you're gonna get ripped off. You're getting ripped off. This is why you save your coins to go to Vegas. Okay, because you are choosing that. Okay. Same thing with a lot of the hotels on the strip. It was funny because I was thinking about it. A lot of times you can't get out and get to the street. You cannot get out and get to the strip from the hotels. It's some convoluted way. You got to walk through the maze of the casino. You have to walk through this maze. Then when you get outside, because a lot of the hotels, they aren't at the street, they're back from the street. So we were trying to leave the Aria to get to the strip, right? To like go across the street. It was like some little food court where they had, like Sabaros and like Popeyes and stuff over there. We couldn't get out. Like we could not get out. And that was so interesting how they're designed to keep you trapped in, right? So you can stay in the casino and buy things. Same thing like with the you're in the hotel. They have a refrigerator in there, but in the Aria, it was a small container of Pringles, was like $15-$20. And they say if you take anything out of that refrigerator and something has been moved for longer than 60 seconds, you have to pay for it. It's automatically charged. So, the difference between Vegas and LA, they're on the same spectrum, but they're at opposite ends. One is right in your face. You get to choose what you want to do. The other one is very seedy and, the seedy underbelly, right? You know what you're going to get for the most part, or what you can get when you go to Vegas. When you go to LA, not so much. Not so much. And I found that quite interesting, because even with LA, right? When you're in that part of California, for the most part, you're still getting into the hot desert-like area. Um, there were times, we were driving, there were dust storms and things like that. And we just like, whoa, like what is happening here? We stopped at a rest stop, we come out and there's this dust storm, right? Blowing up, kicking up. So geographically, pretty much kind of the same. We all know the areas are very seismic. We see the mountains. But yeah, LA, I would definitely say is much more dangerous, that undercurrent, than Vegas. Because if you're gonna go out to Vegas and get you some prostitutes, do what you want. I mean, wear a condom. I guess, do what you can, but I would rather deal with the foolishness of Vegas than LA, because the way that the magicians have things set up in LA is just like, okay. Especially because people go to LA for that industry. I mean, some of the biggest draws to LA, for tourists, like going to see the Hollywood sign, going on a tour to see like where the celebrities live, the Hollywood Walk of Fame, the stars and all like that. All of that is created to keep you in that current and to keep you drawn into that. But there's the seedy underbelly of that. Um, and that if I'm choosing Vegas versus LA all day. Even though I had amazing tacos in LA, I'm choosing that versus I'm choosing Vegas versus LA all day. So it's very interesting. It's very, very interesting. So let me look at something. I'm trying to um I bought some stuff on Etsy, and I'm trying to make a list of all the things that I have bought on Etsy, because I don't want to buy something again, and these are spiritual items. But yeah. Hey Starry Eyed, hey Joanna, hey Mel. Yeah, so that's very, very interesting. And again, especially like I said, going out to Vegas, you know what you're getting. You're driving through the desert if you're driving. It's desolate. That place is literally the oasis in the middle of the desert. But when you're driving out there, you know what you're getting. So, yeah. Now, another thing I wanted to talk about really quickly I know I've talked about the spirit of desperation before, right? I've talked about the spirit of desperation, but um, I think there's something worse than the spirit of desperation, and that's the spirit or the mindset of scarcity, right? Because, hold on one second, let me write this down. Yeah, that is the spirit or the energies of scarcity. And I see it so much. And I think that's part of the reason why so many people have issues with finances. Hey, Mammy Mountain. I think that's the reason why a lot of people have issues with finances because, you know, we've all heard, the saying, you know, shoot for the moon. Even if you don't make it, you'll be amongst the stars, right? You'll still be somewhere close to your goal. The spirit of scarcity, a lot of people live with it, and a lot of it is internal. And I, this is why, like, a lot of times people are just like, this is why money magic is some of the hardest magic to do. It seems simple, but money magic is hard to do for a lot of people. Why? A lot of people live with this thought process of scarcity. They're thinking about scarcity, they're thinking it's enough, and we're told that, right? We're told that, we're bombarded with that every day. But if you really look at life every day, that's something made up, and it's made up to keep people fighting each other, and it's made up to keep people from wanting to do more. Okay? It's made up to keep people from wanting to do more. And it's very dangerous because when you fall into the scarcity mindset, you are truly limiting yourself on everything. And a lot of people don't know. Like I said, scarcity is worse than being desperate. Okay? It's really bad if you are afflicted with both of those. Okay? And what made me think about this was I'm in this spiritual group on Facebook, right? I'm also a member of their Patreon, right? Because shoot, I learn stuff every day. I learn stuff spiritually and magically every day. So I pay for this one Patreon. It's $17 a month, right? It's $17 a month. They it's great, right? I saw, so this particular Patreon last night, they gave out a bunch of stuff, just freebies, right? For members of the Patreon. I woke up this morning, got a Patreon notification. I'm like, oh, okay, this is great. I can't wait to start working with this, trying this out in my life. I saw someone say that $17 a month is too much for a Patreon when the person running the Patreon is just giving away all this free stuff, teaching you how to do this, teaching you how to do that. And it's all the time. And I'm just like, 17 for what the value that you're getting, like that's the value that you're getting, $17 a month for a Patreon. And I get it. Everyone is not, they may not be where they want to be, but I think part of it is their mindset, because when we're thinking about what we pay for what we want, right? We pay for what we want. If you go to the movies and you get 2 tickets to go see whatever, it's more than $17. It's more than $17. You know, say you're ordering that pizza is, especially out here in California. Out here in California, these pizzas are expensive. For the Papa John's type style pizza, it's like $40. Okay, I wasn't paying that for thick, deep, deep dish pizza in Chicago. Like I wasn't paying that for that. Like we haven't had any pizza out here in California. Like we'll get the little store bought one and be fine with it. But the scarcity mindset keeps people from being able to attract abundance, because if you are afraid that there is nothing more, that you got to hold on to every little coin, that that scarcity, that is the energetics that that is the energetics that's what you're going to live in. That's going to be the current that you live in. Okay, that's going to be the current that you live in, the scarcity mindset. When you hear it all the time, there's no housing. That's BS. There is plenty of housing. There's plenty of housing. Driving through California, if you drive through California, you see all this land. It stretches out for miles. We drove back from Vegas. We took 58 West in California from Barstow to Bakersfield so we can get back to I-5, to go back to Silicon Valley. There's nothing out there. There's an Air Force base, right? Edwards Air Force Base. There's nothing out there. There's all this land. Nevada has all this land. Montana has all this land. And I know that some of the land is farmland, right? That's cool. Some of it is national forests, national parks. That's cool. There's all this land. So all this housing crisis, there is plenty of land. There is plenty of land. We throw away more food than, so all this, there's no food, there's no housing, that's scarcity mindset. And don't be affected by it. Don't be affected by that. Do not limit yourself and limit your potential to have more because you're listening to this and it's, the scarcity, it's part of the energetics of fear, right? It's part of the energetics of fear, and it's not good for you to live in. So do not get had by the scarcity mindset, okay? I understand people have budgets and everything like that, but the scarcity mindset is that energetics it's worse, right? It's worse than desperation. Same thing when we were selling our house 2 years ago. The real estate agent said, "Do you want to list your house for this price?" I said, "Yes, I sure do want to list it for this price." Maybe you don't think it's going to sell for this price. I know it's going to sell for this price. Just because all the other houses in the neighborhood are selling for way less, that's on them. It's not my fault that they don't want more. I want more, and it's okay to want more because I live in the spirit of abundance. I want more. I deserve more, right? I deserve goodness and safety and prosperity and everything else. But just because they selling their house in the neighborhood for way less, that's not us. We listing this house for this price, and that's what we got. That is what we got. We don't live in scarcity. People are talking about, oh, well, I just want to make this amount of money. You really have to be careful because oftentimes you will get what you ask for. So if you are not asking for more, if you don't understand that you deserve more, that you deserve prosperity and goodness and abundance, you're not going to get it if you live in certain energetic currents. And scarcity mindset is one of them. And see, the thing about scarcity, if you're living in the scarcity energy and the scarcity mindset, that's going to put you right to desperation. It's going to lead you right to desperation because you already think you don't have enough or there isn't enough. So now you out here panicking, right? And it's leading you to desperation. right? It's leading to that desperation. Because let me tell you something. Every time something, oh, gotta take our car to the shop, when you have an expensive car, like we do, we're team BMW over here. When you have an expensive cars like us and you take your car to the shop, I'm never worried about it. Whatever it is gonna get fixed. BMW gonna fix it or whoever is gonna fix it. I'm not worried about it. It's going to be fixed. And whatever money we spent on that, we're gonna get it back. I ain't worried about it. I ain't worried about it. Not worried about it at all. Mm-mm. Nope. Because I know and I live in the current of things are going to be okay. I know they're going to be okay. We're not without. Whatever we spend, we're going to get it back. We're going to get it back. And our financial situation has only gone up and up and up and up and up over the years because we don't live in scarcity mindset. We don't live in that. When Mr. Hoodoo go to the grocery store, because I hate going to the grocery store. I just hate grocery shopping. I hate it. He enjoys it. Okay, fine. Bring me back some blueberries. He go to the grocery store. It's so funny. I was telling Nyla this the other day. Like he don't stay with the list. He don't stay with the grocery list. He go to the grocery store. If he go to the grocery store for 5 things, he's coming back with a buggy full of stuff. Whatever we spent on the groceries, that's just what we spent. We're fine with it. Inflation is real, but we spend. And I think another reason why people live in scarcity mindset is because they don't understand their relationship with money. Money is a current. It's not necessarily a thing. Money is an energy. When you are giving out, you're going to receive as well. It's an exchange, right? You have to understand that it's an energetic exchange. And in order for you to get more, you have to give out as well. Girl, he be coming back with everything. I tell him, don't bring them chips back in the house because it's a certain brand of chips that I like and I can't help it. I'm going to eat them when he bring them. I tell him, don't bring the chips in the house. What he do, he bring 2 bags of it in the house. So now I'm eating chips because he brought these chips in the house. And I know he bought it for me because he knows I like it, but sorry, don't bring it in the house. But yeah, he goes to the grocery store. He buying everything. It's slabs of ribs and whole chickens and oh, these lamb chops were here, so let's buy these. I bought the lamb chops and I got this, and this, and this, and this, and this, and this, and this. Abundance mindset. Abundance mindset. We don't mind, and that is the difference. We don't live in a scarcity mindset because trust and believe. If that's what you believe, that's what's on your mind. You are going to bring that right to you. Now he knows what my heart really wants. Don't do that. Don't do that. He bought some milk, and the only reason he bought some milk is so he can make me cookies. Sir, I told you I'm cutting back carbs. I'm cutting back carbs. I'm like 12 pounds from my first goal weight. 12 pounds. I can make it possibly by January. Sir, don't bring that here. But that's what he does. But he does it because, and that's him as well. He has a mind, a spirit of giving. He gives freely. When you give freely, right, you get that back. You give because you live in the spirit of abundance, right? The spirit of abundance. We don't live in scarcity. We don't live in scarcity. Yeah, that's me. I don't buy certain things because I will eat them. So to keep me from eating them, especially ladies, when it's that time of the month, you know what you want. I don't even buy it, so it's not even in the house. He will buy it. He made a whole batch of chocolate chip, butterscotch, white chocolate, such and such batch of cookies. And he just made a whole batch of cookies and he froze the dough in case I ever want cookies. I can just take some out and bake. I'm like, sir, why did you make this? So they've been in the freezer for about a month. I've been good, but I don't know when that time comes. I don't know. But, but like I said, we live in the spirit of abundance. Do not live in scarcity. So if you are out here looking for a position or you want to grow your whatever, your financials, you want to explore something, do not live in scarcity. Know it's going to happen. Know that you deserve and should be getting goodness, wholesomeness, prosperity. Just know it's going to come. However it's going to come, you don't know. But just know that it's going to come to you and you just, it's going to come when the time is right. But this scarcity shit, it's a very dangerous current and energetics to work within, to live within. Okay. It's, and like I said, it's really sad because, like I said, when people live in that, it's normally where they stay. This is why for a lot of people, their financial situation hasn't changed in years. Every year or two, your situation overall with life is supposed to be changing, growing, something more. If it's not, you need to check and see what's going on with the people around you. Who are you? Because Nyla talked about it before. You don't hang out with broke friends. If they broke, they shouldn't be your friend. I'm sorry, they're a good person, but that broke shit is gonna latch on to you. Show me your friends, I'll show you the person. If your friends are not good, if they're not wholesome, they're not trying to do something, they're not trying to expand, they're not trying to grow, you're not challenging each other, you're not bouncing ideas off of each other. That broke shit begets broke shit. Okay? Scarcity begets scarcity. So you want to live in the abundance and just knowing that everything is going to be okay mindset. And if it ain't okay, this is why we use our magic to fix it so that it is okay. If I don't work out, I can't just eat anything I want. that time is over with. When I hit 30, 10 years ago, that was over with. Okay. That was over with. All I had to do was, just stop eating something for like a week and like I lost the weight. That after 30, the body changes, baby. So I'm very conscious of what I eat. If I eat stuff and I don't work out, it's gonna go right to my thighs and right to my stomach. Okay, that's the first place it's gonna go. My inner thighs gonna get jiggly, and it's gonna go straight to my stomach, and I'm gonna be puffy and bloated. I can't do that no more. So I watch what I eat. I limit the starchy, and I work out. It just is what it is, and that's okay. Hey girl, don't worry about that. Hey Kev. Yeah. Don't be around these people. Do not be around these people. If they are in your circle, you love them, but you have to step away. You have to step away because they will keep you on the same level as them. They will keep you on the same level as them, and it's not good. Okay, what did I spend here? And I'm working in my very new, very huge, very large magical spell book right now. I'm just writing some stuff down because I need to keep up with some things. So yeah. She said, "Thick lies save lives." Joking. I get it. I've cut back on the junk in general myself. Healthy life, me please. Yeah, I don't, and I'm not, and I've never been like a candy eater or like cakes and sweets and stuff like that. So I never had like the, oh, I need a piece of pie. So if you want to go get desserts with me, it's gonna be very boring because they more than likely don't have what I want, which is fresh baked chocolate chip cookies. They're gonna have everything else that I don't eat. So sorry, but I just don't eat that. But a fresh baked chocolate chip cookie, and I will substitute a fresh baked chocolate chip cookie from the cookies from Chick-fil-A. Those are pretty damn good. Other than that, I don't want it. Maybe some peach cobbler, but I just want the dough and not the peaches. They can keep that. Maybe apple pie, but they can keep the apples. I just want the dough. So I really don't, I don't want a cheesecake. I don't want carrot cake, pecan pie. Like, I don't want that. You can keep the pecan pie, just give me the pecans because I love nuts. So I have walnuts and I have pecans in there because I like nuts. But I'm just not here getting no dessert. When I go somewhere to eat, I want meat and I'm gonna have some vegetables because I need vegetables. But I really just want the meat. I don't want sides. I don't want macaroni. I don't want potato salad. I don't want, Thanksgiving and Christmas is like some of the worst times of the year for me because I don't eat most of it. I don't want that. I just want meat. Okay, I want meat. I'm the type of person I can eat meat and it doesn't bother me. The right diet for me is meat and vegetables. I can't eat the starches. I can't eat the breads and stuff like that because it affects me. Okay, so I can't eat that. I wish I could because I love rice. But anyway, make sure that you are check your friend circle, check your family members, check the people that you're around, check what you're listening to, check, all these different things because you will get caught up in the currency of scarcity. The currency of, well, like I see people looking for, it's so funny because like and I don't want to say that it's risk, but for the most part, people who take calculated risks, they usually get ahead, right? And I'm not saying that you got to go out here and gamble, but don't be afraid to better your life and move on and get out of certain things, right? Because that scarcity will keep you tied up and it's going to keep you in the same level in the same place forever. Hey, Auntie Sugar. Hey, Raw Talk. Hey, TMKC. Yeah. So, yeah. Do you all have like any questions about that? Like for real? Because, um, yeah, y'all know my spell book. Y'all voted for it over on Patreon, right? You voted for it on Patreon. So, but yeah, do y'all have any questions about that? Because like I said, a lot of times people can't do money magic because they're already in a place of desperation and they're already like in scarcity mode. This is why a lot of people can't do money magic. Financial magic is one of the hardest things for people to do, coincidentally. Because they live in scarcity. They live in the scarcity and they live in a desperation. So yeah, does anybody have any questions about that? Or any questions about like, what I was seeing, as far as Vegas goes? Oh, so that's really all that I had? Oh, okay, let me see. 1, 2. No, it has to be more. It was 3. Oh, okay, I did get more. Okay. Yeah, I gotta write this down. Girl, thank you. And it's so funny because, right? And check this out. So, and here's a prime example of scarcity mindset. We're out here in California now. We are in Silicon Valley now, right? Moving from Atlanta to Silicon Valley. When we finally started telling family and friends, right? That we were moving to California, what's the first thing people said? What's the first thing? Oh, it's expensive out there. Oh man, they said, oh man, it's so expensive out there. And oh man, people are leaving out there. Why you want to go out there? Those were the two things that we heard, right? But obviously, if we're moving out there, does it look like we are worried about, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. That's that, because they can't do it, or they don't have it, they pawn that energy off on you. They pawn the energy off on you. Okay? That is scarcity mindset. That's that scarcity mindset. Yeah, it is. It's right, right. It is expensive in California. It's expensive in California, depending on where you are, for people who don't have it. It just is what it is. It just is what it is. It just is what it is. And it's not to come down on people, but that's what I'm saying, like scarcity mindset. And it's so funny because it's not a lot of Black people out here. And I think part of that is because we know, like with the Black community, so much of the focus is on so many other different things, mainly sex, dating, mating, and other foolishness, instead of how are you moving forward? How are you getting ahead? What are you doing to, you know what I'm saying? Um, and I get it. Um, it's expensive, but coming from Atlanta is not cheap anymore either. Atlanta is not cheap anymore. And it's 5 million trillion people moving to Atlanta every day. And I'm just like, why? Why? The energetics of Atlanta is a fucking cesspool. I don't know why people keep moving there. It's a cesspool. It's a cesspool. Okay. Um, and the more and more people that's living there, the more and more people are driving things up. Okay. Driving things up. There is no more $700 one-bedroom apartment out there. It's just not happening. It's just not happening. My sister-in-law, Mr. Hoodoo's baby sister, and she works remotely for a company based in California that pays her money. Her rent for her one-bedroom apartment is like $2,500 for a one-bedroom apartment. So, okay. She paying $2,500 for a one-bedroom apartment. It's her. She don't have any kids. Like, Atlanta isn't cheap anymore. That's been gone. Been gone, gone. And as far as looking for work and stuff there, that's gone too. Yeah. Okay. So Alicia says, can you clarify scarcity versus overextending oneself? Okay, scarcity mindset is when it's just in your being, it's in your mind, it's in your spirit that you can't get anything else, that you'll never have X, Y, and Z, that you won't ever get ahead. And because you have these thought processes, because you think you'll never get ahead, because you think that you can't achieve, because you think that you can't do more, right? It becomes fear and it becomes limiting. You start limiting yourself. And because you're pretty much self-sabotaging yourself when you live in that current of scarcity, thinking that you can't have more, right? And because of that, you don't even seek different opportunities. You don't seek to do something different. You don't seek change. You don't seek growth because you just have this fear is there, right? The fear is there. So you literally just start cursing yourself. You literally just start cursing yourself. Okay? You know, it's just like when people are just like, and you hear it all the time in different people. Well, like for example, let's say, oh, you hear it all the time. Perfect example. Perfect example. When in the dating scene, they talk about, oh, we're not spending, I don't want to spend all this money on on a dinner date. Okay. So, they talking about $40 and stuff like that. Okay, that's fine. And I get it. You may not want to spend money on stuff. But a person will find someone who doesn't have that scarcity mindset. They can do it, they will do it. Okay? You can and you will. But if you don't think that you can, if you think that certain things are too expensive, depending on what it is, now within reason, if you think that certain things are too expensive, right? You hear it all the time. Even with cars, right? Luxury cars are called luxury cars for a reason, right? People say, "Oh, it's just a car." Yes, they both can get you from A to B, right? But the service that you get at the BMW dealership is not the same type of trashy service that you get at Ford. They're both cars. You spend money on things. You can stay at the Red Roof Inn at night, or you can go to somewhere slightly better. They're both hotel rooms. And see, people stay, they don't think that they can have that or do more or be more. That's scarcity mindset. It's scarcity mindset. Okay. It's scarcity mindset. Um, we went to Bacchanal Buffet in Vegas. It was absolutely amazing. Walked up to the buffet. That was $200 to go to the buffet. We were like, oh snap. Okay. Well, we paid it. That's what we wanted to do. Boom, we had a great experience. But when you have scarcity mindset or you don't, scarcity mindset is going to limit you from ever having the resources that you see a lot of other people have. Okay. Now, when you're overextending yourself, that's you doing way too much. You're doing way too much for your personal realm, right? You're doing way too much for your personal realm. So when you overextend yourself, that's when you could possibly run into issues because you're doing more out, you're not taking in to where you are and doing so much. So like people who overextend themselves, y'all know y'all got some people, excuse me, in your family, you out here paying for them stuff, you buying stuff for them, you are overextending yourself. Who gonna pay your bills? You paying other people's bills, but you can't even pay your own. That's overextending. And that's dumb. I'm sorry if it's not a child or an elderly family member or a family member that may be disabled or something like that. No, you are an adult. Because these people who overextend are usually people who are getting used by other people because they see you overextend, they think you're dumb. Okay? They think you're dumb. Yeah, Atlanta's not cheap anymore. I hate Atlanta too with a passion. That's why we left. I couldn't wait. Yeah, Atlanta used to be cheap. I have been living in Atlanta since I went to college in Atlanta. So I was back in Atlanta 2001 when things used to be cheap. Things used to be cheap. Girl, it ain't no more. It ain't no more. Yeah, abundance mindset. Yep, and this is it right here. I be wanting more and more every time I reach a level I thought couldn't get to. Absolutely. Absolutely. Want more, do more, be more. That's up to you. It's up to you. But you have to be willing to change and grow out of that. You have to be willing to leave people behind. You have to be willing to do what it takes to do that. And I'm not talking about hurting people, but if you have a broke set of friends or people with scarcity mindset, you can't be around them. You can't be around them. You love them. You can love them from afar, check on them every now and then, but don't let people bring you down and they're not on the same wavelength. Okay? When they're not on the same wavelength, the energetics don't match. It doesn't match. Okay? Right. Right. Yep. Hey, Clarence. Yeah, don't be overextended to help others because, baby, you helping them. They got five other people helping them too. You ain't the only one. But then when they come around for you to pay your bills or get your whatever, you can't because you gave money to them. And in these financial times, you, I'm sorry. I like my friends, and like my social circle, and like even like with some of my line sisters in Atlanta, lawyers, nurses, um they work for the CDC. They have good government jobs. Um, we have the same type of cars. When we go out, we all go out to the same place. It wasn't no, oh, I ain't got it, or things like that. We all that was all of us. We were all on the same wavelength. So when we go out, we're having a good time. We're on the same wavelength, okay? When you're on the same wavelength and you know you can do more, you can be more, that's good to be on. We celebrate each other's accomplishments. Yes, girl, I got you. We support and everything like that. When you around people, like I said, as soon as we said we were moving to California, my homegirl said, dang, we gonna miss you. Okay, we're gonna come fly out to come see you. They didn't say, oh my God, it's so expensive. We had family members say, oh my God, it's so expensive. Oh my God. Oh my God, you're going out there? Well, I heard, and okay, that's fine. We wouldn't be going if we couldn't afford to live out here. We wouldn't be going. Okay. So, yeah, yeah. So, make scarcity mindset will keep you, it will keep you in squalor, it will keep you in poverty, it will keep you with less. And then it's going to lead you to desperation. Then it's going to lead you to desperation. Okay. I don't want y'all to live with that. Okay. It's going to lead you to desperation. Okay. Um, and you're just going to be limiting yourself. You're going to be limiting yourself. Whatever you think that you can have or you can't have, that's you going to reinforce that on yourself. You're going to reinforce it on yourself. You're going to reinforce it on yourself. You really are. So yeah, yeah. Um, I can't be around people that's oh my God, or I can't do it. I can't do it. Um, you're not about to bring me down with your with um your thought processes and your scarcity mindset. Okay. And it's funny because where we live, we're like the only Black people in our building. The only Black people in our building. And people love to talk about um what group has this, what group has that, and things like that. And a lot of times, all Black people do is talk about things. They never want to go past talking to action and trying to fix something. It's usually just foolishness. We're the we're the only Black people probably. Uh, I rarely see Black people where we are, but we're out here. People live out here in Silicon Valley just fine. We're like the only Black people probably for miles out here. Probably only Black people for miles out here. Okay. If you know so, certain types of employment out here, you can get it. That pays, yes, you can get it. Yeah, yeah. They be out here trauma bonding. They be out here trauma bonding. They be out here poverty bombing. Um, it's weird. Like I don't do that. Um, I don't do that. Because I myself I be looking for more. Like I'm putting a plan together for my own stuff. And I'm just like, okay, get it together so you can have X, Y, and Z, X, Y, and Z. X, Y, and Z, X, Y, and Z. Mm-hmm. So yeah. Out here trauma bonding. They out here poverty bonding. Like, we don't do that. Don't do that. Check the people in your circle, right? Look at their lives and see, has their lives changed? What have they achieved over the past 2 to 5 years? Have they grown? Are they doing more? Have they gotten promotions, new jobs? Have they started new businesses? Have they, what do they do with themselves? What do they do with, and you hear it all the time in so many different ways. Like, people just want to stay stuck. And you even hear it, like, for example, especially in the Black community, if you start losing weight, why are you losing weight? Okay, so why don't you take care of yourself? Why don't you care about your health? You hear it all the time. And so understand what you're hearing when you hear it. If people are out here speaking negatively about how you are doing better, achieving more, wanting to achieve more, they be laughing all the time. Ah, ha, 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 you got that little LLC business. Well, it's only a few business types. It's either going to be corporation or LLC, or, corporation or incorporated or LLC. They're that's usually what most business entities are. It's going to be one of those three for the most part. You know what poverty bonding is. Poverty bonding is, they be like, girl, or dang, eh, uh, uh, well, I I can't get that, but I can't get that. And then they talk about what they can't get. They talk about what they can't achieve. I don't think I can do that. Yeah, me either. I just don't see no way out. You know what poverty bonding is? A lot of times when you hear Nakers be out here talking about, oh well, man, the man is holding us down, and we can't get ahead because of the white man. They poverty bonding. They're poverty bonding. Because what are other successful people doing who are Black that you're not? I mean, like what are you doing? What are you doing? Are there some systemic things in place? Yeah, but that's no, no. Mm-mm. Maybe out here poverty bonding. Oh well, man. Well, I ain't spending that. I ain't got it. When people be laughing, they be like, "Broke, fire broke." I ain't got it. Oh well, that's too rich. They poverty bonding. They poverty bonding. Yep, this right here. I've learned to let people remain in the lanes they choose. This message is for those who think, feel differently, and are ready to get out. This will reach the right ears. I sure hope so. Yeah, I mean, I listen. I have some family members, you know, but as an adult that isn't disabled, that don't have any issues, if you are a whole adult, 30, 35, close to my age, older than me, and you haven't achieved anything, That's going to be on you, especially when all of us kind of grew up with the same aunts, uncles, parenting. That's on you, boo. That's on you. Yep. Yep. Hmm. And all I'm gonna say is the Target that I live close to, we ain't got that problem. We don't have that problem out here. I remember when I went to Tucson, Arizona years ago, it was so off-putting to see so few black people there, especially black American like me. It was one of the reasons I had to go. But you know what? We are out here and me and Mr. Hoodoo, we kind of see ourselves as like the pioneers of like, y'all need to understand there's opportunity out here. You just have to move from it. And maybe that means being uncomfortable for a little while, because it was definitely strange for us to get out here. We it was so funny. We were playing a game. We were counting how many black people we would see in like a week's time. I think we had counted like 15 black people. I'm talking about over 7 days when we first got out here. But we were just like, we're out here. We have great quality food out here, good water, great living environment. It's safe. He has a 10-minute drive to work in the morning. The weather is nice, and people are scared to come out here because it's expensive. Life is expensive. This means you're supposed to be hustling and doing what you got to do to get your coins up. So, yeah. So, yeah, everyone gets to choose, and that's the lack of accountability. People don't want to be accountable for things. But I'm going to go ahead and go. I'm going to end this because I know Nyla is going to be live. If she's not live right now, let me check on my YouTube. Yeah, so we're just waiting for Nyla. Yeah, a lot of people poverty bond. It is disturbing. It is disturbing. It is disturbing. It's very disturbing to see this. And I'm just like I knew like from a child, and I don't know if I was born with it or empress or something in my former life. I knew that growing up, I could always pick out the most expensive thing when we go to the store. I just knew what my life was going to be and what it wasn't going to be. And we have built our lives up. And we live perfectly happy out here by ourselves, um, in the life that we built together, right? Not me mammying or anything like that, but knowing what you want and going after what you want and being accountable. But you can't, if you don't even try, you can't even learn from the mistakes. You still have to try. You still have to put forth that energy and know that you deserve it. Like I remember when, and you see it all the time, like, oh, well, I can't buy nothing for her. My husband bought me my car. Mr. Hoodoo bought me my BMW for my birthday years ago. He bought it for me. We don't have scarcity mindset. We don't have scarcity mindset. And there are plenty of people, you can find whoever it is on your level when it comes to dating and mating and all that. You can find people on your level. But if you don't have scarcity mindset, do not get with someone who does. Point blank, period. And I say that for men, find the person that's good for you. But we don't have scarcity mindset. I always know it's going to be more. Be like, dang, we got to spend this money on this. Okay, we'll be fine. Do you necessarily want to spend something expensive, money on something that's, expensive, it just came up out of the blue? No, not really. But you do what you have to do and you're going to get some more. You're going to get some more. And a lot of times people have that scarcity mindset, especially when they grow up in certain conditions. And I understand children grow up in certain conditions they didn't ask for. That's for parents. But a lot of times you see it with people who, and again, it's not the children's fault, but if the parent can't provide like enough food, you can only have like 2 pieces of chicken for dinner. And once it's gone, there isn't any more. A lot of times you see a lot of things become cyclical, but you have to get out of that. When you get older and you see that others have more and are doing, you can have the same thing too. But a lot of times, again, children should not be born and raised in poverty. That is my belief. They should be, when you have and you're surrounded by all of this in abundance, you take that with you for the rest of your life. And I see it a lot with people who come from less, financially less backgrounds. It's not their fault as children, but a lot of times they carry that into them in adulthood, and they stay there, right? Because that's what they grew up in. But you can change. You as an adult can break out of those patterns. It wasn't your fault as a child. That's not your fault. But you can break out of that and you can change. You just have to do it. You just have to do it, right? Um, I've seen it. I've seen people, so sad, when you see children and you're giving them something to eat. Can I have more? Yeah, you can have more. And you see like the look on their face, like, oh my goodness, I can have more. Yes, you can have some more. Come on, baby. Come get something to eat. That scarcity mindset, you have to work on reprogramming yourself and your energetics to get out of that. That is for you as an adult to do. Children, I understand, when they're growing up with it. But the way I feel about certain things in life, like for me, I judge everybody by their bathroom. If your bathroom in your house or this bathroom at this hotel is not nice, I'm not going. I'm not going. I refuse to go to a hotel that still has a tub and a shower combo. I refuse. This is 2023. Every hotel should have a stand-up glass shower. I refuse. I refuse unless it's like an emergency or something like that. I refuse to go to a hotel with a tub and shower combo. I refuse. And I really hate when they have one sink. This is 2023. You should have double sinks by now. Come on, people. Come on. It's just a certain quality of life and lifestyle that I expect, right? And I think that, like, listen, like I said, I was so happy. Like we stayed at the Aria. Aria is great. Aria has, double sinks in the bathroom, the full glass shower, the full glass shower, when you have the separate water closet for the toilet, I expect certain things. I expect a certain level of lifestyle, and my husband does too. So if you ain't, what? Like, I can forgive the Westin because the Westin is nice and it has, a nice bathroom, has a nice gym and stuff like that. But baby, going to hotels in this day and age, and you still got that weird toilet seat that got the little opening like this, with a tub shower combo. They don't like you. They don't love you. They giving you the bare minimum, and I don't go for the bare minimum. I don't have a scarcity mindset. So, yeah, it's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. But we should have something better. So, you deserve, just know that you deserve better. You deserve more. You deserve beautiful, comfortable, safe surroundings. You deserve an abundance of food. You deserve prosperity. You deserve goodness, good friends, good family, good experiences. You deserve that, but you have to decide and know that you can have that. You can have more. You can have more. Okay? You can have more. When you have more and you're doing better, you just like you can't go back to that other foolishness. You can't do it. You can't do it. Yeah, like I don't trauma bond. I like to success bond, and like I like that. You even hear with people you take vacations with. Don't take vacations with broke people. When we travel and we're going to Cancun, we are at the all-inclusive resorts. We pay extra for the swim out rooms. The rooms with the pools right attached on the patio. We pay extra for the swim out rooms, right? We pay extra for that. We're a nice, a nice resort. Not the, there are resorts for everyone's budget. But that's why trying to get certain family members to go with us. Oh man, that look real expensive. Okay, well, we'll send you pictures when we get back. Okay, bye. Like we just can't with certain people anymore. Law of assumption. You know what? I'm going to be getting into the spiritual laws because I'm getting into it on my Patreon, and maybe I just have to go. Maybe I'll do a live stream on like the laws of assumption, on like the universal laws. There are 12 universal laws. I'll probably do a live stream on it maybe tomorrow, because these spiritual laws, they're spiritual laws, they're universal laws. They take place and they're all energetically running around at the same time, but that don't mean you have to necessarily tap into certain things, right? You don't necessarily have to tap into certain things. I do public bathrooms, but usually in like the nice place. So like when we were driving to Vegas, I was just like, oh, it's a Whole Foods over there. Come on, babe. Like when I had to go. I found the Whole Foods. I went to the Whole Foods bathroom. Okay. So I'm trying to find the nicest area possible to go to the bathroom. I went to the Whole Foods bathroom. Yeah. I went to the Whole Foods bathroom. So the Whole Foods bathroom. And where I literally live like up the street from a Whole Foods. So we go to Whole Foods. I'm literally like up the street from Whole Foods. So we go to Whole Foods all the time. We in there and Whole Foods. We y'all know Whole Foods. Whole Foods is nice, but yeah, I go when we out there driving these road trips. It's either gonna be the nicest big truck stop that we can find, Pilot Flying J, because they're usually better on the cleanliness. We don't go to rinky dink gas stations. Um, or find like a nice grocery store or a Whole Foods to stop at the bathroom because I don't do that either. Unless like I just have like no choice. Driving through the desert, it was interesting. Going to Vegas and coming back. That was very interesting. But for the most part, like I judge people, I judge places by their bathroom. What does your bathroom look like? Um, what do your gym facilities look like? That's when you're gonna know if you're in like a decent place or not. Bathrooms and gym facilities. That's gonna always tell you, okay? And what type of equipment they have in a gym facility. That's gonna let you know. That's gonna let you know. No, they usually are nice because Whole Foods are nice. Whole Foods are never in places. Whole Foods are never in, for the most part, 99% of the time, Whole Foods are not in broke places. For the most part. Wherever it's a Whole Foods, it's usually a nice area. Like I said, when I was pregnant, pregnancy changes you. I my bladder is like an hour and a half, 2 hours. You know, it just is what it is. So when I have to pee, I try to limit my water when we're driving because I have to pee, but it just is what it is. I'm fine with that because my body changed because of pregnancy, which is fine. Um, I just have to go, and he know that when I say I got to go, we pull it off somewhere. But yeah, Whole Foods for the most part is in a nice area, and like I said, when we heading out to Vegas, I was like, "Ooh, babe, it's a Whole Foods right here off the expressway." We went to the Whole Foods, so it's usually like Whole Foods or like a Trader Joe's. Those are they bad bathrooms are usually gonna be good in there. It's not gonna be the scary gas station bathroom. Those are good places, or like if it's a nice hotel or a nicer hotel, like some, you can go into the hotel, you know, down the side, past the lobby to road trip with me. I'm going to tell you where the good bathrooms at. So, okay, but yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and go. Um, I'm gonna go ahead and go. But yeah, I'm gonna yeah, some of them can be very scary. But yeah, make sure you are not living in scarcity mindset. Scarcity is gonna lead to desperation, and then you are really, really in a bad energetic current when you're desperate and when you're living in scarcity with that scarcity mindset. You should really be expanding because there is plenty of food, plenty of housing, plenty of the whole we're overpopulated. Go right on out to there to all these different countries and these different states and stuff like that. There is land on this planet. There is land on this planet. There are a bunch of because you know these companies are out here buying up all these houses and stuff like that. If they weren't, if it wasn't any there, they couldn't buy them, right? Don't live in scarcity. Do not live in scarcity mindset, scarcity energetics. Do not live in the energy of desperation. Scarcity is going to lead to desperation. Then you're going to be real messed up. Then you're really going to be in fear. Fear is one of the worst things ever. Once you get in that lane of fear, you open yourself up to be controlled by other people. You open yourself to be, it's a reason why, for the most part, people are not going to quit a job until they have something else, right, lined up. People who have resources, they can say, I ain't got to take this shit no more. F you, and they're out, right? Because they're not living in scarcity, right? Or like, I don't need you. They create that lane of scarcity so they can get you into desperation, so they can get you into fear for control purposes. But people who have their own, they're not worried about it. People who have more, people who have the abundance, they're not worried about certain things. They're not worried about certain, and that's where I want you all to get. Yeah. My mom and I tried to plan a family vacation where we'd be in a mansion. So like if it were 7 adults out the bunch, we would pay for okay. And most be like, oh yeah, so you can't go nowhere with them. You can't go nowhere with them. Me can't support you no more. You can't go anywhere with them. That's too much. Right. I don't do that either. I don't do that either. I don't do that either. If we're going someplace, this is where we're going. Because I'm sorry you have to pay more for better accommodations. I'm not going to a hostel. I'm not doing that. I'm going to some place where it's nice, it's safe, it has good facilities, and you usually pay more for that, and that is okay. So make sure you're vacation and you plan with people who are okay with that, who are understanding that goodness and niceness and safe accommodations and all like that should be basic. It's basic human standards. Okay. Going to Motel 6 on vacation is no. Well, we just going in the room. You hear it all the time. They say like, well, we just gonna be in a room to sleep anyway. Well, maybe you just gonna be, maybe you see it that way. No, I need to have nice accommodations when we go out. I need nice accommodations. Decent, nice accommodations. Okay. So yeah. But that's it, y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and go. I'm gonna end this. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you in the next one. Make sure you do not deal in scarcity mindset. It leads to desperation, which leads to fear, which leads to people being able to control you. All right, so that's it. That's all. I love y'all. See y'all in the next one. Bye. Yes, convenience and comfort costs. Yes, and this is why people don't understand that money is an energy. It flows. You to get something in return, the goodness that you want, you have to pay for it. And if you're not going to be willing to pay for goodness and what you deserve, then that's on you. It costs, and that's okay. Quality matters. But that's it, y'all. I love y'all. See y'all next time. Bye.